Hi, as you know, I'm Olivia from Body Master Plan, and this is Tracey.
Hello.
And Tracey runs The Real You, a health holistic business in Honiton. And she is here today to talk about EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping. So we are going to be discussing how you can use EFT as a way to cope with any injury you might have. So basically, Tracey, what is EFT?
As you said, emotional freedom technique, or I quite often use the word tapping because that's what we do. It's based on acupuncture, but rather than sticking needles into parts of the body, we tap on certain points of the body, the meridian ends, while talking about any issues or emotions and problems that you have in your life. How this helps is, if you know about meridians in your body, it helps to clear the blockages in the meridians that are created by stresses and traumas that are going on in your life, so the energy flows better. But it also helps to reprogram the amygdala part of your brain. So that's the prehistoric instinctive part of your brain that puts you into fight, flight or freeze mode if you're going to be chased by a saber-toothed tiger. What happens with that? It has lots of physiological changes in your body. So it reduces the amount of flow of oxygen to your muscles. It increases the tension in your muscles, ready to go into fight, flight or freeze mode, as if you were being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. So what that means for injured runners is the oxygen's reduced to the muscles, so they're not getting so much flow there to help them heal. Also, the tension in the muscles is increased. What it also does is it increases the amount of cortisol released into your blood, the stress hormone. And what that stress hormone does, it actually accentuates the amount of pain that you feel and negative emotions that you feel. So the more cortisol you've got in the blood, the more pain you're going to feel. So with the tapping, it helps to calm down that prehistoric part of your brain so that you realise actually you're not being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. It's an everyday stress and it's okay. You can cope with it. And the injury is okay. You can relax about it and it allows it to heal. So I hope that's a little bit of an explanation.
Because I know personally, and I know through my clinic how, a lot of people end up being very negative about their injury.
Yes.
Even if it might only go for 4, 5, 6 weeks, becomes very negative.
Mm-hmm.
You end up hating that area.
Yeah. And
everything becomes revolved around that area.
Yes.
You have to do exercise, you have to do rehab, and you can't do what you used to do.
Yes.
So hopefully Tracey can teach us how we can use it to as another tool, as a way to overcome our injuries.
So as for runners, the tapping helps them with their different emotions that are creating these stresses in the body and these physiological results in their body. So as runners, you're going to have the fear of the pain happening again. So you're going to do something, you're going to be fearful that it's going to hurt. You're going to have the fear of never being able to run again. You're going to have the overwhelm of it all. You're going to have the anger and the frustration that you can't run and you just seem to do something and then it just seems to create more different pains or injuries and things like that. And there's all these different emotions that are going on. There might be the loss of your social life as well. All these different things and emotions are creating these physiological results in your body. You're going to hate that part of your body, like you said. And that anger and emotion is creating this physiological lack of stuff helping your injury and making it a lot worse and a lot more painful. So by tapping, you're helping to reprogram that part of that brain. You recognise each of those different emotions and you do the tapping on them so that they feel less and less stressful. You feel more and more relaxed about it, and that way it allows everything to flow so the healing starts to work. But the injury can also happen from an event that's happened in your life. So say at the time you injured yourself and something was going on in your life that was really stressful. If that stress hasn't left your body, it can still be making that injury happen. So by working on that stressful event in your life, by tapping, that can also help with the healing. If that makes sense to you.
Yes.
Yes.
So possibly, if it occurred with an event,
Yes.
possibly you're sending that negative emotion to the injury rather than coping with the accident that happened.
Correct. Yes. So there's that way of doing it. So there can be the injury that happens at the time. There can also be an underlying event that's happened either a long time ago or something that's been trickling along in your life the whole time. So say, for example, people say, I've got pain in my bum. Okay, who is the pain in your bum? What is the pain in your bum? And literally it can be created by a person or an event that's picking away at you all the time, that's niggling away in your body. And also, say for example, you're stressed at work, and by having an injury, it's got you off work. Okay, by then healing from that injury, you then go back to work. Your body is actually thinking it's safer to be injured than it is to go to work. Does that make...
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So even though subconsciously your head is saying, I want to get better because I want to be fit and well and pain-free, but by getting better, you are putting yourself in danger, so your part of your brain says, by going back to work and being stressed. So by staying injured, you're staying safer. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I think definitely chronic injury or something that reoccurs.
Yes.
Sometimes being in the here and now, and being injured is easier in some ways.
Yes.
Than have to think, oh goodness gracious me, I've got to start from the beginning. I can't go and run 5k. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not as fast as I used to be. I can't just turn up at the club and be with the people I want to be.
Yes.
So actually, I'm not ready for that. So I'm just going to stay
a
little bit injured, because that's my comfort zone's become my injury. Yeah,
the safety net. Yes, very much so. And profession, athletes are doing really well as well. It's like suddenly the pressure. I've got to keep up this performance. Oh well, if I'm injured, I can't. They're expecting me to win now, but I can't push myself that far. This injury will appear, and that solves that problem. I've got that excuse. So,
yes.
Like you say, so for beginners, and recreational runners to the more serious ones, it's there. So.
Sounds very interesting.